What's going on, folks? Fugazi TV, Mono Black checking in. I am your leader. Now, today's topic is about two of our best friends, our dear friends, our brother Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless. Now, Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless, they have a little dust up. And it transpired from comments that Stephen A. Smith made on J.J. Redick's podcast. Stephen A. Smith insinuated that, Skip begged and screamed and pulled and did all he could do and, to ask Stephen A. to come on the show First Take with him. Please, Stephen, please, Stephen. Please, Stephen, come help me. I don't know what I'm going to do without you. Please help me. Help me. And then he said, when I came on, we took the show through the moon. So it sounded like Stephen A. saying that, I made First Take. I made it. When I got on board, it went to new levels. Before I got there, it was, what it was. It wasn't nothing. I took it to a higher level. Now, Skip Bayless didn't hear this. I heard it. His wife, Ernestine, heard it. And Ernestine was very upset. And I guess a lot of other colleagues that worked on First Take was upset. And they hollered at Skip saying, hey, Skip, Stephen A. is saying that he made the show. Now, if you know Stephen A., you know that Stephen A. has the biggest ego in sports commentary. You know that. You know that. Stephen A. feels himself, and he should. He is talented. We love to watch him. He think he's all that in a bag of chips, right? That's why they pay him the big bucks. And he said, well, the show, when I came on, went to new heights. Okay, let's go with that. Let's go with that. Let's say that he was right. Well, not too long ago, I think 4 years ago, Skip left, right? So if the show went to new heights with you, surely that when Skip left, you don't need nobody else or whoever you going to get, it's going to work out. I seem to remember right after Skip left, they got a gentleman by the name of Max Kellerman. Now, Max Kellerman is no Skip. I don't even think he's half a Skip. I don't even think he's a quarter of Skip. I don't really feel Max Kellerman like that. But because Stephen A. said he took First Take to higher levels, doesn't matter who is on First Take across from him. He's going to shine. He's going to make it do what it do. Everything's going to be all right. Now, not too long ago, Stephen A. Smith said, hey, I can't do this with Max. Not that Max is not talented, but I don't think Max can hang with me, or I don't think he brings any value to the show. It ain't working out. Now, the person that sits across from Stephen A. is a plethora of people. It could be J.J. Redick. It could be Patrick Beverly. It could be Baby Shaq. Big Baby. Not Big Baby. Well, it could be. I seen Big Baby on there. It could be Michael Irvin. It's just a number of people. Jalen Rose. I don't know. Kendrick Perkins. It could be Swagoo. It could be a lot of people. There's no mainstay. There's nobody that's across from Stephen A. Smith on a consistent basis. Now, Skip Bayless went to Fox. Now, Skip Bayless brought some receipts. And what he was saying, I can't argue with it. And the reason why I can't argue with it is because Shannon Sharpe has already said this. One, when Skip Bayless went to Fox, he said he wanted Shannon Sharpe to sit across from him. Now, he said the big guys upstairs said, nah, he's not into the NBA like that, blah, blah, blah. Skip convinced him that, hey, Shannon's the guy. Gave Shannon the job. And I ain't gonna lie, I like Shannon. I don't like his political stance, but I like Shannon. Shannon is smart. Sometimes he says, the right things, and then he's always coming up with some saying that his mother, cousin, uncle, sister, brother, friend that went to high school with Mary Ann and Mary Jane or something like that. He always has a quote from someone in his family. And he's very entertaining. Now, Shannon always bring up the fact that, hey, you know what? It was because of Skip. Skip got me here. Skip fought, told him, nah, I want Shannon or I don't want nothing. And they got me here. So Shannon said he's always going to be loyal to Skip. And I like that. Now, Skip kind of said the same thing. That, at the time, Stephen A. wasn't Stephen A. He got fired, let go from ESPN, and he was on the fringes. And because he worked with Stephen A. a couple of times and felt the chemistry and felt like Stephen A. was a star, he always asked him, hey, when we get a chance, we need Stephen. The people were saying, the higher up is saying, hey, Stephen has too big of an ego. We can't tolerate this guy 5 days a week. We could probably tolerate him a day a week. And when we say a day a week, we mean 5 minutes. So from what I get, Skip worked and worked and worked and worked and worked until he could get his boy Stephen A. Smith on. And I kind of believe that because he did this with Shannon Sharpe. From my standpoint, Skip is an honest guy. He got 2 African Americans, great paying jobs. He looked out. Now, another thing that Skip was saying is that, hey, man, I know you're great and all, and I know that me and you would have made the show great, but bruh, like, our show was doing well. We was the top program on ESPN prior to you getting there. And buddy, I even got an award, at least nominated for an award. So why are you telling people out there like that you just made First Take? No. A lot of people made First Take. Right? A lot of people made First Take. Now, let's not blame our dear brother Stephen A. Smith. You know he has a big ego. And sometimes the camera get in your face, the mic get in your face, somebody asks you a question, and you probably, embellish what the real situation was. You probably made up some stuff. You know how we do. You know how we do. You know how black people do it. You know what I mean? you know how we do. We get a camera, we get a mic. You know, we make a couple of stuff up. You know how we do. I'm rocking with Skip here. Skip seemed genuine. He has a record of helping people out, African American, getting them on the show and getting them to have great salaries. He even said that, hey man, when Max was having problems with Stephen A actually went to the higher ups and tried to get Skip back. And Skip was gonna come back. But then ESPN offered Skip a salary and Fox Sports matched it and then some. And this is what I'm saying. You know, Stephen A. Smith did this, but Skip kind of went in a little bit by throwing the money jab. Skip said, look, you were working there 5 years for $28 million. They offered me $30 million for 4 years. So not only am I making more money than you, you have to work an extra year to make the money, and I don't have to. Oh, that's balling. He dropped the mic when he said that. I'm like, man, he dropped the mic when he said this. People, this is a classic case of letting your ego get the best of you. And all of us can fall victim to that. So that's why we ain't going to blame our dear brother Stephen A. Smith for probably embellishing a little bit. Probably embellished a little bit. Doesn't seem like Skip hates Stephen A. They hang out, from what I hear, from time to time. They always talk about getting back together. So Skip doesn't necessarily hate Stephen A. Smith. Now, if I'm Shannon Sharp, I would have been telling Skip, man, Skip. In the hood, we call that son. He tried to son you, Skip. You can't go back to him, Skip. He tried to son you. Now, my grandmother, sister, uncle told me that, listen, you don't let nobody son you but the actual son. Did that make sense? Sometimes what he be saying don't make sense, but whatever. I would be on Skip's back saying, you don't need him, Skip. You don't need him. He dissed you, Skip. He sunned you. He tried to belittle you. He tried to Skip. You can't go back to him, Skip. He tried to sun you, Skip. Skip. Man, you need to work hard because that Fox Sports money is amazing. All right? It's amazing right now. You don't want to lose, Skip. Now, I remember when I was young and I used to watch First Take. Yeah, I used to watch the First Take because of Stephen A. And for Skip. I didn't watch it only because of Stephen A. I watch it because of Skip too. Skip is very entertaining. Most of the time he's wrong. Sometimes he's right, well, 50-50. But he stands behind what he says and he goes hard in the paint. I can respect that. Listen, guys. A great lesson to learn from this is don't bite the hand that feeds you, man. Skip was good to Stephen A. This is the reason why I really like Shannon Sharp, because Shannon Sharp seems like a very loyal guy. There's a rapper by the name of Tony Yayo. And Tony Yayo said, man, look, it doesn't matter if 50 Cent and me fall off now or anytime. I will never, ever say anything negative about 50 Cent because he helped me get a bag, and I will always be grateful for that. Brother, Stephen A. Smith, Skip helped you get a bag. Yes, he did. He helped you get a bag. You have to stay loyal. Now, I'm hoping that Stephen A. comes out and issues an apology and say, look, I misspoke. Blah, blah, blah. I shouldn't have did this. Blah, blah, blah. And all that. And immediately, Shannon Sharpe, if you're not listening, if you get this, you need to start tweeting, putting stuff on Facebook, telling Skip, he sunned you, Skip, you don't need to be with him, Skip. He sunned you. You need to break that up. You need to, whatever Skip and Stephen A. got, you need to break that up. Because, Steve, even in the when Skip was giving clarity to the situation, he said, he was very polite. And he said he don't mind sometime in the future. You never know that. Listen, sometime in the future, you ain't going nowhere, Skip. You ain't going nowhere, Skip. Shannon, you need to be throwing darts, man. You need to break that relationship up. You need to do something. Don't let Skip go back to Stephen A. and stop that bag. I don't know that that podcast you got be bringing in the M's like the one with Undisputed. So you need to you need to break that up. You need to break that up. People, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Sometimes you got to check your ego, baby. You got to check your ego. Especially when it comes to someone that put money in your pocket. Check your ego, baby. Because, hey, you never know. That person could get you to another bag. Or you and that person could get together and get to a bigger bag. Don't burn bridges, baby. And in closing, we gonna get to that bag. Thank God Almighty, we gonna get to that bag.